And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from, if I got the name right here, where did that name go? I got caught with my pants down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Pal Alexander. And maybe someone else did suggest this. I couldn't find them in the book or in my notebook. But who would fight? Natsu from Fairy Tail versus Asta from Black Clover. Now, I actually don't feel like I'm going to be taking a very long time with this video because it's I feel like it is on the more obvious side with these guys. So Natsu's backstory is kind of convoluted and complicated. Technically, if I'm not mistaken, he's a demon, but that's not quite the case. It's very odd. Point being, though, he uses what's known as Dragon Slayer magic. And Dragon Slayer magic means he can create flames, manipulate flames, do many different flame spells. He can also consume others' flames, can't consume his own flames, to nourish himself and refuel himself. He has multiple different attacks, multiple different levels of his fire. He uses also plasma and electrical fire as well as I believe just standard like electrical release. Can up his magic even further with different forms. He's in incredibly good shape. Overall, he's a very powerful character. Now, you might be wondering why I'm just glossing over all this. Well, it's ultimately due to the fact of Asta's nature. Asta was an individual in Black Clover who I've been reading Black Clover. I'm only up to the second volume. I'm trying not to do it online. I'm trying to actually do it as God intended, with books in hand. But as the great Shinto commanded. But Asta was someone born in a world where most people have at least some magical aptitude. Asta was born with none. Zip. Nada. Cannot use magic at all. So to compensate for this, he trained his body to like the absolute limit and kept training. And through the fact that he had a great body to use the weapons with, and the fact that he lacked magic, he obtained the Black Clover grimoire, which allowed him to basically use anti-magic, which basically nullifies or absorbs or redirects regular magic. This magic usually takes the form of swords or swords of some kind. He has several different ones, if I'm not mistaken. Asta. Let me get Asta up here real quick. Should have had it up here, but again, I'm only just reading the series. But Asta's overall abilities and it come from his grimoire, as I said. His anti-magic basically takes the form of different swords. He also has union magic, combines his anti-magic with, that's combining with someone else's. He is an expert swordsman, though. He has no magical power. His ability to use magic enables him to wield anti-magic without suffering the weakening effects, since he has no magic to drain him. He has enhanced strength due to his physical ability, speed. Apparently, in his most powerful ones, he is comparable to light speed effects. Key, enhanced sense, devil possession. As a wielder of the five-leaf grimoire, Asta is connected to Lieb, who possesses anti-magic, who grants him access to this energy. The more power he draws on, the more devil-like he becomes. Asta agrees to borrow Lieb, I believe that's his name, Lieb, his right arm in exchange for more of his power. This increase as his power enables him to negate gravity singularity and coat additional weapons in anti-magic. However, he is limited to 50 seconds of usage. Unite, after undergoing devil binding ritual, he forges a contract with Lieb to share power as equals. And after training for a couple of days, he and Lieb learn to unite, which greatly enhances the ability. Afterwards, he experiences, after their union has not been perfected yet, transformation only lasts 5 minutes. Basically, in Unite, he pretty much wears an entire armor and wings of anti-magic. And what anti-magic obviously does is that it nullifies magic. That is the most bare bones explanation of it. That it nullifies magic. It's not, despite not having any magical ability to use magic, Asta's control over magic energy, as well as his very uniqueness, this power itself, has earned him the rank of Arcane Stage Mage. In essence, see, when putting him against characters that aren't magic-based, it's a completely different type of ballpark in terms of what we're talking about with Asta fighting characters. If Asta were to fight Naruto or Ichigo, for example, it would be a very different, it would be an actual drawn-out fight. The problem here is that Asta is a character directly designed to counter a character like Natsu, who can punch and does have physical combat, but Asta trained his whole life because he didn't have magic, and is also in just as good enough shape, and can still bolster himself with more anti-magic if he needs to. But as none of Natsu's abilities are going to do a damn thing to him because he can nullify magic. So ultimately, this fight would be Asta throwing attacks here, and Natsu throwing attacks here and there and everywhere. Asta just plowing through them, slapping Natsu around. Natsu might get some physical strikes in, but Asta can just throw them right back with equal force. Even if Natsu goes into stronger forms, he can just nullify them because they're still magically based. So in this fight, Asta takes the big win here. Natsu, unfortunately, it would just tire himself out. That's the problem. This fight would literally be just him being worn down by Asta, just due to the nature of their powers. So I gotta go Asta in this fight, at least from everything I see about the characters. But again, I've never read Fairy. That might be another one I should really start getting into reading. Because I've heard mixed things about the anime. I've watched some of the anime, but not a lot of it. But I've heard mixed things about the anime. But at least from the overall viewership. Though most of it's been positive. But yeah, maybe not Fairy Tail might be the next month because I'm already reading. Well, I'm actually now caught up to where I caught up to in the manga when I started reading online My Hero, but I'm still buying the mangas. Support your local businesses. I'm still very early in Black Clover and Hunter x Hunter. Like Hunter x Hunter, I'm on volume 3. Black Clover, I'm only on volume 2, and my local Barnes & Nobles hasn't had any in recently, like new volumes. Maybe we should try into the Newberry in my town. They might. They usually have a decent selection of mangas. Maybe next time I'm in Northampton, I'll have to do that. Anyway. So, yeah, and then I guess Fairy Tail will probably be the next best one to start in on. Because I do not care about Attack on Titan. I do not care about that. I'm trying to think of some of the other popular ones that people are inclined to have me look into. I don't care about anything Gundam related. So actually, that's a good question, though. If there's other ones that people have brought up that I just don't care about or have no interest in reading. Because there's a lot of series out there to go over. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch you folks next time. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I've still got to pre-record my Who Would Win for tomorrow. Because I don't intend to be doing any videos later in the evening because I will be playing Pokemon Snap when I pick that up after work. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.